Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Inside Coop. I'm Coop. Jackson's staring out the window. So for today's episode, like I said, I saw 1917 last night, so I'm going to talk a little bit about that today. And then to kind of switch it up a bit, I said I was going to talk about similar movies. I'll talk about just a few, but I really want to talk about different types of directors there are out there and how they like to direct. And as you can see, I brought back the hot sauces. Thought the first time around wasn't great. Definitely think this one could be a little bit better. I'll try and eat more of the hotter ones this time, but definitely want to go with through the gauntlet, and I'll do more after if I can. So to start with, and these go from easiest to hottest, and this is the last step, which is hot. So we'll start with the first one, just so you all can see that I am I'm going to dump it on the plate, and then I'm going to dip the wing. So 1917, I'm not going to give anything really away. If you've seen the trailers, then you pretty much know what the movie is about. But just to give some context, it's about two young British soldiers in the midst of the war, the Great War, and it's in 1917. Not necessarily sure where they are, but we can tell that they probably are in like northern France, Germany type of area. And they just start, they're sitting in a field up against a tree, enjoying the shade, and one of the boys is asked to meet with the general and to bring one man. He chooses his friend. The general tells him that his brother is part of this one battalion and that they're walking into an ambush, and if these two boys don't deliver the message within 36 hours, they're going to lose 1,800 men. So it's up to these two young soldiers to run across enemy lines to try and get this message to the battalion to save them from walking into an ambush. So Sam Mendes, director, does a phenomenal job. Really, he kind of directed it similar to how Alejandro directed Birdman, with that like one continuous shot. I liked how he did it. You can kind of see why he won the Golden Globe, because with the way he shoots it, you start in this field and you really feel like you're part of the movie. That you're sitting in this field with all these other soldiers about to march in a battle or somewhere. Did I eat this one? Not too bad. I don't think the two young actors were really anybody. I only recognized one of them from one other movie, and that was the movie Defiance, with Daniel Craig, Liev Schreiber, Jamie Bell, about the four brothers helping the Jewish people, I think, in Poland, maybe Russia, maybe in between the two. But anyway, he played the youngest brother of Soil, and he was like maybe 8 years old at the time, so haven't seen him in anything else. But he did a really good job. I mean, it was definitely not a role where he needed to speak much. It was just like, you're getting this message, and then you're going to run across this beautiful scenery for 2 hours. And that's going to be the movie. But going back to Sam Mendes, I really liked how he shot the film. Definitely uses a lot of background, big landscapes, to where you definitely get to see the whole countryside, and you can tell that you really feel like it's 1917 in the war, with how he does the trenches, how he does no man's land. Moving on the way too. But he's also that type of director that wants to put you in a setting. He wants to create a scene and transport you to that setting, and he does that beautifully. He did it beautifully in the James Bond film too, where you feel like you're part of the scene. So there's definitely directors like that. I think Steven Spielberg is one of them, where he really transports you to the scene to make you feel everything involved. Jetsons heads in the middle of that. No, you want those scraps? You actually want to try hot wing bud? You would die. But then there are other directors out there that uses actors to really kind of carry the movie, and Martin Scorsese, I think, is one of them. I mean, if you look at all his movies, he has at least 2 to 3 big names in there that do a lot of dialogue that carries the movie. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's just the type of movies he directs, with a lot of dialogue where the actor really brings everything into the scene. I mean, Irishman's one of them. Irishman, Departed, Mean Streets, Gangs of New York. I mean, Daniel Day-Lewis made Gangs of New York. I mean, no one could have played that role better. But anyway, so Scorsese's definitely a director that likes to use a lot of big actors kind of carry a scene. And then you have directors like Quentin Tarantino, my favorite, that are very unique, that need both the setting and the actor to carry everything. And it's not just an actor for Quentin, it's a specific actor. When he writes roles, he writes them for a specific type of person. For instance, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Brad Pitt's role was written for Brad. And he creates his own story that, yes, you can follow the story, but having these certain actors come in to nail that character, it brings everything together to make it an awesome film. And that's why I love all Quentin Tarantino movies, because of his ability to tell a good story and his ability to get good actors in there to, act the shit out of it. So definitely, I think those are 3 different type of directors that you have out there. One that can really use a setting or a scene, others that use actors, and then there's one that kind of use both, use their story and the ability to have good actors. All right, third one's I remember not being anything. So 1917, really liked the film. There's not many World War I movies out there. I mean, be honest, I don't know many World War I stories. I know that the Americans, we entered late after 1918, and then all I know is about Sergeant York and how he killed a bunch of Germans by himself. He killed 27 Germans, snuck up behind enemy lines and killed 27 of them, something like that. But other than that, I don't know much. So it was really nice to have another story, especially after watching Peaky Blinders, understanding Tommy Shelby. He was one of the trenchmen, building tunnels during the World War I. So we get that aspect of learning from the point of view of a soldier. But other than that, we don't have much, at least nowadays. Because back then, war movies were about the action. Now we're kind of sitting back and focusing more on the soldier, the human element. I mean, take Hacksaw Ridge, for example. Lots of action, but it's really about the one guy not doing any action, just going out there saving people. I believe Mel Gibson directed that. Of course, he's a phenomenal director. He definitely is one that uses the scene of what's going on to kind of move the audience. I mean, Passion of the Christ. He didn't. Yeah, Passion of the Christ, Braveheart. I mean, all his movies have just a lot going on in the background. It's not just about him. But yeah, Hacksaw Ridge, 1917. Band of Brothers is also a really good one, a show on HBO where it really dives into the soldier, understanding the soldier, the unit, being part of a unit, that brotherhood that's being built together. And if you haven't watched Band of Brothers, definitely go on HBO and watch it. It kind of makes you feel a little patriotic afterwards. But if you look at it, a lot of big name actors got their start from that show. I mean, Tom Hardy's in it, Michael Fassbender, James McAvoy, Scott Grimes, Dax Fletcher, the director of Bohemian Rhapsody, and Rocket Man, he's a main character in it. Um, and then what's his name? Ross from Friends. David Schwimminger is in the movie in it. It's like one of his other serious roles. So Band of Brothers definitely really good. And then, of course, another Mel Gibson role that kind of looks into the soldier, and especially at the start of this war, Vietnam War, we were soldiers. I mean, it's literally we were soldiers. It's talking about being a soldier, going through all this, going to Vietnam for the first time, being a foreigner, and having to fight the Viet Cong. And that one has some badass actors in it with Greg Kinnear, Mel Gibson. What's his name? The guy who plays the Sniper Jackson in Saving Private Ryan. Oh, I can't think of his name right now. But he's in it. I don't like how the sauce is like really liquidy. I feel like that's a factor of how it's going to come out later. Just liquidy, and I don't like that. No one likes that. Okay. So, having seen all the Golden Globe or Oscar-worthy nominated movies, having watched the Golden Globes past Sunday, I definitely agree with a lot of the winners. For instance, Joaquin Phoenix definitely has that locked up. I don't think Laura Dern deserves Best Supporting Actress for Marriage Story. I don't think she did enough, and all she did was play a divorce lawyer. I mean, what's special about that? I think Kathy Bates deserves it. Her speech in Richard Jewell alone, you can see that she's just a concerned mother there. She's not Kathy Bates. That's just a mother crying on the screen. And that's what she does so well is she throws away everything and becomes her character, like Daniel Day-Lewis and other successful actors. No, this one ain't shit. I'm jumping to the last down. Because these ain't shit. Alright, I'm going to do 2 at the last dab. Because I'll probably die. Okay. I thought Brad Pitt, after thinking about it, kind of deserved the win. I mean, he's supporting actor, but he's kind of like the main role he's in. He has a lot of screen time, and because of that, I would give him the win. Though Joe Pesci's performance is phenomenal. I thought 2 Popes got robbed. Definitely believe Anthony Hopkins or Jonathan Pryce could have won. Though Jonathan Pryce wouldn't beat Joaquin, but Anthony Hopkins I think could have won for supporting. Extremely happy for Rocket Man. I saw that opening night. I'm a big Elton John fan. Really happy for Elton. Happy for Bernie, and happy for Taron, who also won for the role. I think that movie's 1,000 times better than Bohemian Rhapsody. Bohemian Rhapsody's a piece of fucking shit. Don't ever watch it. Remy, the guy who played the main dude, kudos. You do not deserve that fucking win at all. You did nothing special. Taron Egerton did 10 times better than you. Know why? Because he can fucking sing. But that's just how I feel about it. But still need to see Uncut Gems. I heard it's really dark, but I would love to see Adam Sandler in that role. Alright, let's see the last dab one. Fuck, this is, I'm not excited. Not excited. Oh. Oh. So like a bar fight in my mouth. Alright, I said I would do one more at the last dab. I'm sweating. I'm sweating. Pop Molly, I'm sweating. Woo! Fuck you, Wayne. Alright. So, that's my episode for today. Thanks for watching. If you haven't seen any of the movies I suggested, do yourself a favor, go see it. Especially 1917. I would definitely watch that in theaters. That's definitely a theaters movie. If you can see it in IMAX, go see IMAX. Wow, my mouth is fucking on fire right now. Ah! Woo! Ah! Go see it. Tons of movies on Netflix. Go watch Two Popes. Marriage Story. If you haven't seen the Marriage Story, it's really, really hard to watch. Kind of depressing, but really real. That's it. I need to go do something with my tongue.